Hey everyone, it's Lauren. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. I'm also going to be giving my thoughts on the not new but much hyped about Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. So I got both of these complimentary from Influencer for my honest opinion. Now this foundation, I have a card, it claims to have 15-hour wear, medium to full coverage, weightless matte finish, oil-free, transfer resistant. And I have the shade 1C1 Shell. I believe that is the lightest one that they carry. So I am gonna try this on. I'm not gonna use any primer so you can see what the foundation really looks like. There's supposed to be a certain way that you put the foundation on. It says to apply a small amount to the back of your hand and then pick up a small amount with the sponge and then pat it onto your face in a pressing and rolling motion. So I'm just gonna do that on the back of my hand. I'm gonna do one pump. I'm gonna pick up a mirror and just go on the end of my sponge. It's supposed to set quickly, so I'm just going to pat it in and not take too much time on it. I'm going to do one pump on each side of my face. I think this is the medium coverage. It's already starting to set into my skin. It's drying fairly quickly. And it wasn't that difficult to blend. Like after my first few pats, it was already blending into my skin really well. Okay, and then I'm gonna get another pump. Put that on the other side of my face. It's really a natural looking foundation, which makes it very easy to blend because it just kind of melts into your skin. Okay, so this is what I look like with just one pump on each side. You can still see my freckles through it, but not as much as before I had any of the foundation on. But it doesn't look like I'm wearing any makeup on my skin at all. It just kind of blurred my skin a little bit. I really like it. And now I'm gonna try another pump on each side to get to the fuller coverage. Okay, with the other pump, on this side I have two pumps. And I can already see a considerable difference between both of them. You still can see my freckles through the full coverage side, but not as much as it over here. So I'm just gonna add, to even it out, another pump on the other side to get to my full coverage. And since I have a lot going on my natural skin, I'd probably need to do a third, possibly fourth pump if I wanted to not see my freckles at all. Even though I have two pumps on each side, which is kind of a lot of foundation, it still looks pretty natural. And on my forehead and chin, and whatever is left over, I'm just going to swipe underneath my cheekbones. Then I'm going to do it on the other side. little bit more. You bake underneath your cheekbones so that your contour looks a little bit better. And then you need to wait about 5 minutes before you brush it all off. So in the meantime, I am going to add a little bit of color elsewhere just to finish off my look so I don't look so pasty. Using my Chrissy Teigen Becca Glow Face palette, one of my new favorites. Using the pink blush just to add that on a little bit. And then I'm going to take the bronzer and I'm going to make that in a 3 motion on my face, so underneath the jawline, right into the cheekbone, and up into my temple, and on my forehead a little bit to add some color, because otherwise I'll look too pasty if I'm just wearing foundation. For bronzer, you want to use it to contour, and you don't really have a contour brush. This is a blush brush. What I do is I hold the brush like this so that it's a little bit slimmer and firmer, and I can put it in a little bit easier exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to add my highlight. I'm using this one at the bottom, putting it along the top of my cheekbones, underneath my brow bone, and above it on my temple. Same on the other side. Along my nose. A lot of people bake their nose this way, but since I wanted it to look like a little bit of a natural summery look, you typically, I found out if you don't put any foundation or concealer along your nose, because that's a lot of times where freckles are if you do have any, that makes it look a lot more natural. So I left that bare for that reason. And I'm gonna start brushing this off. It's really important when you use a translucent powder to set that you get off as much as you can, because otherwise if you take flash photos, if you're going to an event that will be flashback, and you'll have white all underneath your eyes, it like bounces back into the camera and you will look like a ghost. So if you bake before you leave the house, please take a flash photo just so you know for sure that you're not going to look like a ghoul when you go out and there's some flash photography. And this is my completed look. So the foundation, I think, looks great. It doesn't look cakey at all. Even the areas where I added the powder, where I added a lot of the powder itself it's very soft and it's very fine milled, and it works very well with the foundation, because even though I put quite a lot of product on my face, it still didn't cake up, and it still looks very smooth and soft and natural. Now the places where I baked, they're a little bit softer, and I really like that. And that's also where it's a little bit brighter, because I used the lighter foundation. Then on top of it, I used the baking process. So I did use this foundation beforehand, and it claims to be, I'll reread it, 15-hour wear, medium to full coverage, check, weightless matte finish, check, oil-free, transfer resistant. So 15-hour wear is that's a pretty big claim, but I have worn it all day, and it does hold up really well in a New York City summer. However, I wouldn't say it's completely transfer resistant. but that may be unfair because I saw it did transfer to my phone when I used it, put it on my face. But it is really hot outside and it transferred a lot less than other foundations that I used. So I really like this foundation. Again, it's Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. It just came out on the market. It is $48. What? Okay. It just came out on the market. It's $48. You can get it at Sephora. I believe they do have it at Ulta as well as the Laura Mercier website. And you can also get the translucent powder there as well. I did really like the translucent powder, but I feel like for the price point, it's $30-something. You can get just as good as the powder at a few other places. Like I've heard the RCMA setting powder is really good, and that's pretty cheap. There's a lot of loose setting powders on the market, and this is a really nice one, but I think you can find another one that's just as good. It's not worth spending the extra $20 or so for something that's gonna do exactly the same. I do really like the foundation though. I would go to your nearest Sephora or Ulta and try it out and see if it's something that works for you. You can probably take home a sample and see if it holds up 15 hours for you. So yeah, I would give this, I think the foundation 4 stars, and the translucent powder probably like 3.5, only because of the price point. Other than that, it worked really well. So I would definitely recommend that you try these out at Sephora or Ulta and see how they work out for you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can see all of our other newer videos. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in our next episode.